Okay, I'm with Heatherside resident Adele Devine. Hello, Adele.
Hello, Paul.
How are you doing? All right?
I'm all right, yeah, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I'm really excited to speak to you because you are a company that operates from home that has created the most amazing product. It's called Early Shakespeare, and the
Yep.
whole idea of it is to get kids into Shakespeare. Now, before we talk about that, we'll just talk a little bit about your company because you last year or the year before you won an award for a product. Your company's called Sen Assist,
Yeah.
and you make products for special educational needs. Just tell us a little bit about the product that you won an award for, please.
Well, last year we actually ended up winning two awards, but
Right.
we won the ERA award, which is the Education Resource Award, for the fairy tales, which we created to include children with special needs in the literacy hour,
Right.
using software. And the ERA awards take place at the Education Show in Birmingham. They're like the Education Oscars. That it's amazing to have won one of those, and even to be a finalist, we were absolutely blown away because we were in the company of all these huge companies, and we went up to the awards and we felt like we were gate crashing a wedding, and then we ended up by the end of it winning the award and feeling like it was actually our wedding. So it was fantastic. So we're really
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Now, so that product is aimed at children that are, because in my daughter's in a class that have special educational needs children. They mix them up together these days, which
Yeah.
benefits all the children. I mean, I see the benefits of that all the time in my daughter's class. Now the new product that you've developed is the Early Shakespeare. And I've seen a sample of it on your website. It is absolutely fantastic. And again, this product is aimed at all children of all learning abilities.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about this product?
Well, my husband Quentin is an animator, and
Yeah.
when he grew up, he went to school in Northern Ireland, and I think he was quite a gifted child, and he wanted to learn Shakespeare.
Right.
But the way Shakespeare was taught in the classroom was just they read it round the room, and all the children are sat there waiting for their bit to come up, and it was just really it was taught in a way that wasn't interactive. The Royal Shakespeare Company now say that you should learn Shakespeare on your feet. They have a whole campaign about standing up for Shakespeare because they feel that children are being taught Shakespeare in the wrong way at the moment. So he's always passionately wanted to make software and animations about Shakespeare to make it easier for children to understand.
Right.
And making Sen Assist kind of gave us a framework and showed us a way that we could really make this interactive software. And we also had my father, who's an actor and very well known, and he's been for the last half a century passionate about Shakespeare and goes around lecturing. He's been to Germany, America, all over the place with his living Shakespeare, teaching others how to love the words.
Right. Yeah. I mean, talking about your dad, for those who don't know, your dad is Ian Cullen, who is also so he's a very well-known Shakespearean actor, but he's also the borough councillor for Heatherside. So residents might recognise him from that. But I've known your dad for a while, and I knew he was an actor, but I didn't realise the extent of his career. He's been in an epic film recently.
Yeah.
What was the name of that film again?
Paladin, and that was shot over in Ireland.
Right.
He was on a horse slaying dragons and
Yeah.
full armour.
I mean, it's incredible. And I've just while I was researching this interview, I was looking on YouTube at some of the clips of that film, and it's just incredible,
It is. It's a brilliant film.
Yeah. Now, so your dad has for this Early Shakespeare product has narrated the whole thing, and your mum as well.
Yes, my mum, who's also an actress and teaches drama as well. They've both got a drama group called SHIAC, Surrey Heath Young Actors Company, that they do together as well. So I went to that when I was younger, and put on. I played Helena in Midsummer Night's Dream, and we also did As You Like It. So, because of their teaching, when I met my husband and we started talking about Shakespeare, I was able to quote reams and reams of speeches to him, which he just couldn't, he couldn't believe. And so, yeah, no, they're amazing.
You can
Brilliant.
see how you two guys hit it off then, eh?
Yeah, definitely. And we were on a camp in America, working with adults with learning difficulties at the time.
Right.
And Quentin was teaching them clay. And I quite liked working with the higher maintenance adults that liked to squash all the clay things that he'd left drying out on the windowsill. So that's how we got to know each other.
Right. Well, while we're on the subject of your husband, because your husband is an animator, he's a professional animator, and he's the brains behind the sort of visual side of things on this product. Just tell us a little bit about your husband and his career.
Well, he as well as doing the animation and everything for Scenicist and for early Shakespeare, he also does marketing for other companies, and makes little animations or does whatever. I mean, a while ago he carved Shakespeare out of a pumpkin actually and recorded it, and that's all on YouTube.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see.
And he carved another pumpkin that they took into the primary school and showed all the children because they lit it, and suddenly it was amazing. Right. And he's done snow sculptures. He made Snow White, Shakespeare out of snow, and that just looked just like them. And Shakespeare out of a pear he made one evening. Right. So he does just loads of stuff like that. He did recently. They put a jockey on the Uffington horse, so Paddy Power flew all these helicopters in to this hill. You know those chalk horses.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the night, put a jockey on it. So in the morning, when everyone got up, this massive horse on the hillside suddenly had a jockey, and it had all been pinned down with sheets, and he had actually done the whole design for the jockey to make it fit in with the horse.
Wow.
So he gets up to quite a lot, as well as doing the Shakespeare and the Scenicist stuff. So he's always busy, and his mind's always thinking of some new project to do. But just at the moment, he's doing this thing where he's mixing all the the Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
He's mixing all of their faces together, making this sort of fun game for people to play, so that they can try put different eyes and different noses and.
Wow, incredible.
So he's constant. He's just got a creative mind, and he's always doing stuff. I think both of us are.
A man after my own heart. So how can residents purchase your product?
They can go to the Early Shakespeare site, which is just www.earlyshakespeare.com. Right. And it's all up there. There's also a little sample, so they can play the Midsummer Night's Dream that you've been playing. They can click on the characters and hear the speeches, see their children's reactions to it, and actually see that Shakespeare doesn't have to be frightening at all. And children will show you this, because children will start using it. And there's also on the site there's instructions to make a little box theatre, and there's all the characters there that the kids can print out. It's all free to use on the website, and there's resources on there. There's a Shakespeare timeline. There's a Shakespeare's family tree, and they're all done in a really child-friendly way. I mean, I printed off the Shakespeare's family trees and made them into little placemats.
Right.
And just the discussion that the children were having, without me telling them that I wanted them to learn anything, was amazing, because they're just sitting there going, "Oh, look, there's Shakespeare and his wife and all of this," and it was like they'd given themselves a lesson over lunch. So, I mean, I'm all for children learning when they don't realise, and when it's all on their terms. Because I think they learn more that way than being sat down and told, this is what you've got to do. And that's, another thing we've tried to build into the software is it's on their terms. So the children can actually choose whether they click on the speeches or whether they just go through the thing and hear the whole thing told in the first 100 high frequency words. They don't actually have to hear the speeches. They don't have to press the extend learning at the side, but actually, because it's on their terms, they choose to.
Right.
I mean, that's the sort of clever thing, which as a teacher, if you let them do it on their terms, they actually extend their own learning.
Right. Well, I am absolutely certain that this product this early Shakespeare product is going to be a worldwide success. I'm certain of that, and I'm really chuffed to be able to break this to local residents so that they can dip in first.
I mean, as soon as we'd produced the first one, I think within weeks of just having it complete, the Royal Shakespeare Company had it in their shops.
Really? Oh,
so,
right.
Yeah, so it's on their on the Royal Shakespeare Company shop, their website to buy. So that's another place you can actually buy it.
Right.
And it's also in their shops in Stratford-upon-Avon.
Wow.
So, and that was, you know, within weeks. You know, as soon as they saw it, they just loved it. And we've got Shakespeare for Schools have been really, really supportive. We were there when they did their production at the Camberley Theatre and had it on a computer there. So we're getting a lot of support too. Right,
well that's brilliant. And you've also been nominated again for another ERA award for this particular product, for the early Shakespeare product. So, when are you going to know whether you've won that or not?
That'll be, I think it's the 15th of March. We go up to the education show, and it's a big dinner in Birmingham. So we'll be there with all the big companies. Quentin will be in his black tie, which is nice.
Well, it's interesting you mention those big companies, because the thing is that a lot of these big companies have massive budgets, and that's all their focus is on producing these products. But you pretty much do everything out of your back room in your house, don't you?
Absolutely everything. Yeah, apart from, you know, we have to obviously use local companies for the printing and things like that. But apart from that, it's all created at home. And then obviously my dad's there with his microphone in front of his computer, because he does professional voiceovers anyway. So that's something that he can do from home as well. So yeah, it's a real little home industry. But hopefully, you know, in the future, we'll be able to grow and then employ other people in Surrey to
wouldn't that be great?
It, make more, you know, because it's a little company at the moment, but we've got so many big ideas that, and you know, I'd just love to have someone else doing administration, and you know, have another animator there on board, and just, you know, it could grow a lot. So
that's how all great companies start, I think. And I think yours is going to be no exception. So I wish you the very best of luck, and we're going to be watching this really closely, because it's so exciting. So thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.